What's good? I'll do it myself. We back. I just got in the crib from going to the studio. It's like 1:16 a.m. I was in the studio with Ice with Vezo, and I got a chance to meet Warren G. I'm extremely happy that I got to meet Warren G. I just wanted to share that with y'all because that was dope. Today, we talking about my brother Wallo, right? Now, I'm going to take my bias out of the episode to an extent because it's hard to be completely unbiased when you're talking about somebody that you know intentions are pure and right. So everybody's mad at this clip. I'm not going to say everybody. There's a select few of people who are mad at this clip of Wallo, talking about supporting black business. And I think that a lot of people missed it. And a lot of people are misinterpreting what he's going for when he talks in this clip. And a lot of people are just letting their feelings get in the way of what the real conversation should be. Let's watch that clip.
Oh, I'm black. No black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit. Ow. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. Well, fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them millions where the fuck I wanna spend it at. Whether it's Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, I'm gonna do what the fuck I wanna do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the #1 nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions, and I make millionaires, baby.
So, as you can see, I think, listen, being passionate and all that aside, it makes sense what he's saying. When it comes to black-owned businesses, we always get people who have this level of entitlement, right? You have this level of entitlement that you should only shop with them because they are black and you're black and they're running a business. And then it says, oh, but you don't think about the white business. No. We critique any and everybody where we go and spend our dollar at and they ain't got their stuff together. That's just a fact. I don't care who business it is. I'm bashing whatever business don't have their timing together, whether that's a restaurant, whether that's a sneaker store, whether that's any type of place that I like to purchase things from. Now, I can honestly say this from being an entrepreneur and starting my own businesses, multiple businesses that I've started. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, one thing I will say is that for a lot of black people, the white man's ice is colder. But that's not the case right here. We talking about people who lean on the fact that you should get business only because you're a black-owned business. I've been living in Atlanta for about 4 years now. And I'll tell y'all, like, for real, there's a lot of businesses down here who don't got it together that's black-owned. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of businesses down here that prioritize, like, bad service. Like, I feel like they almost prioritize bad service, right? Like, the whole experience. One thing about living in Atlanta is all about exclusivity. Who could get in first? Who has the most access? Who can do this before that person, right? But I remember going to a restaurant with my family one time, right? I went to this restaurant with my family, and while we there, right? Like, while we there, we order food. Now, I'm not knocking what's going on, but it's young ladies twerking over here and dudes dancing with them. You know, it's children here, but it's young ladies twerking over here. It's dudes over here dancing on them. It's more like a party, but y'all letting children into the establishment. And then, I mean, the food was good, but we had to wait longer than anticipated. Like, you know, when you get to that last cusp of, nah, man, I'm gonna just go, and then they bring the food out. That's what happened. Now, the food was good, but at what cost, though? Like, I ain't trying to be sitting there waiting all damn day. Like, who y'all think y'all is? Because y'all have this business and because you have black people in here and I spent my time and my dollars and you feel a level of entitlement that you could just treat me however. Like, that's the problem that I think that people are skipping over, right? That the fact that what he's talking about is it's not to support a black business. And then let's not bring in everybody else's convo into that, right? We talking about how sometimes in our community, while people are passionate, they not ready. You know what I'm saying? They be passionate, they want to do things, but they don't take the learning the fundamentals of how to run stuff. Like, let's just keep it 1,000. I've dealt with this with barbershops. I've dealt with this with restaurants. I've dealt with it with a lot of different just businesses that service you. Clothing lines. Like, how about the clothing lines? And we all know everybody. Your homie got the clothing line. How to stay out the streets clothing. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be the most obscure, ridiculous name about a clothing line. And they feel like you should buy because they selling. Now, I'm not mad at somebody trying to sell something, right, and get their money up, because I done bought the Water Boys hats, you know what I mean, out here in Atlanta. I done bought the Water Boys hats, and they ain't got the best quality hats, but I could see that they also, you know, they just trying to get by. So I purchased their hats. It wasn't the best hat, but I've done it. But then you get people who say, I got a clothing line, and they just screen printing, which is nothing wrong with that, with screen printing, because I think that you still got to do the due diligence on direct the garment, what type of tees you using. Like, you can't just think I'm gonna support anything because you had an idea and you just plastered it all on a bunch of stuff and you calling that your brand. And yeah, we all got to start certain places, but I see people that just keep pushing with that. You know what I'm saying? So, what Wallo said, while a lot of people is getting mad at it, like, let's just keep it 1,000. Like, let's just keep it 1,000. You have to understand that, like, in order to grow bigger, in order to move further, in order to rise higher, like, your product has to be, like, you have to have a product that sells itself. And I think that the point that he was trying to make is like the excuses that people make. Now, my man Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsay, they was on his podcast, you know, talking about this said situation. And let's just watch that right quick.
When people say support Black-owned businesses, that's not what they're asking for.
What? Okay, you want me to say something? I'm listening to you.
I mean, like, no, this is all I had. This is my first time listening to it. I didn't listen to this. I didn't hear this before. It sounds to me this clip sounds so anti-Black. And it so seems to me to miss the whole movement around support Black businesses.
So she says that this is anti-Black. Like, how could you possibly call something like this anti-Black where he's not saying, like, F Black people, I ain't buying nothing because it's Black. He's saying, yo, just because you Black, that don't give you the edge. Right now, we talk about supporting Black businesses and the power of the Black dollar and how much it means in our community and all of that. Now, you also have the discretion to say, you also have, is at your jury, is at you to say, all right, I don't have to do this just because people are telling me this. I want to buy whatever's the best product in the market. So if there's other products that's in the market or other Black businesses that are competitors and one is better than the next, then I'm going to prioritize what I have access to. I'm not just going to just buy just cause, you know what I'm saying? Because that's almost like enabling. If it's like, all right, if somebody has a restaurant, oh man, another restaurant I went to, me and my son, he found some restaurant on TikTok. And you know, one thing I say about, like, current times, I feel like a lot of people just be in the crib, just coming up with shit and saying, oh, nah, this is a recipe. This is something that I can make into this is food. Like, nah, this people gonna jack this. People gonna like this, right? And what was it? They had, like, it was this some drink. The shit was like, it was Kool-Aid, but it had like so much sugar and it was sour. Like, I guess they was trying to go with some theme or some ghost juice. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. I mean, I don't think anybody could have took a sip off of that and really said, nah, this is it right here. You should cop this. It was really bad. But, and then we are waiting for the food, right? We're waiting for the food. And as we're waiting for the food, nobody's coming to us saying, yo, y'all okay? It's just customer service. Customer service is the foundation to having a good business. If you have a business where people don't want to be at, or they don't like their jobs, or they don't care about the products that they selling, then and they're not excited about it, then the customer's not gonna be excited either. And then I went to another restaurant out here, yo. And I'm Muslim, right? So it was like, it's this Muslim restaurant. And I go out there, and I see that the people is Muslim. I give them my salams and all of that. And then we waiting for, I'm talking about, we had like 3 plates. Just 3 plates. We waiting for OD long. Like I think we ordered the food. It took like 45 minutes. It's like, yo, bro, why would I want to go anywhere where I got to wait 45 minutes for a takeout order? You know what I'm saying? I got to wait 45 minutes for a takeout order. And then the food was just like, it was another one of them places. Because now I'm telling y'all, me being Muslim, I told my brother Manny this from Philly. I said, man, a lot of Muslims try to hit you with the Muslim shuffle. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is like, because Muslims do that too. Like, oh, you should prioritize me business-wise over somebody else just because I'm Muslim. Nah, do you have your stuff together? Now, Rachel Lindsay, she has a lot of, I ain't gonna lie, she be having a lot of controversial takes. She was saying the stuff about Jay-Z. I don't know if she's ever apologized about that. I got to look into that. But she was going crazy on Jay-Z about, the rape case and all that. But to say that, like, that's anti-black. And then I was having a conversation on my stream earlier today. And I asked the same question, right? And I seen people saying, well, what does Wallo do? And I'm like, I'm just saying, I'm sharing this with y'all because everything that is done behind the scenes or behind these cameras and all of that is not meant to be seen. I mean, not to be meant to be, talked about or expounded upon. But one thing I will say without giving up too much is that Wallo is a person who shares his resources. If you ask him for any type of information, like I'm talking about, if it's anything you see him doing and you have access to him and you want to know, he'll give you the information. He's not going to charge you for it. He's not going to say, yo, if you get this, cut me in on it, because a lot of people do that. Yo, you make some money off this. Like, let me, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with people, making money together. But goddamn, if I'm trying to get my stuff off the ground, you want me to immediately throw you before I throw myself? So I think that, like, I just see a lot of people attacking Wallo. And it shows me. It just goes to show me how, like, people love you to, like, they love you and be into whatever it is you got going on, to then one day turn on you when they just not taking a moment to comprehend. Because I think if everybody would have got out of their feelings that watched that, because they're hearing him yell, especially if you black, yo, like, when did yelling become a threat to us? That's just how black people talk. But besides that, right, like, if you took a minute to comprehend the overall message of what he was saying was, like, it's like, the overall message of what he was saying, excuse me, I'm tired, it's 1 something in the morning, almost 2 o'clock. But the overall message what he was saying is that, like, take the time to have your stuff together, because people out here is not playing. If you say, yo, I'm doing this, right? Or this is what I want to do. And then you get the opportunity to be in front of said person and pitch. If you don't have, like, all your stuff lined up together, that might be the first and last time you ever get the pitch. And the passion, it blinds us. A lot of times it makes us say, like, the passion, or like, we feel like we right just because we want to win. And everybody got that eagerness in them. Everybody has, like, that drive. Not everybody has drive, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're pursuing, I'm talking about the people who's actually pursuing things and want to make things happen. You get to this place where you, like, I want to, like, and you so eager, and then you realize that you hadn't learned anything. You just have the idea. You hadn't learned. There's so many people that want to do nonprofits, don't know what a 501(c)(3) is. Don't know all of the steps you have to take in order to secure one. Don't know all of the things that you can actually do under that. Don't know how to pay people through it. That's why they end up in all of these crazy situations. So I just think that have a little bit of discretion when it comes to or a little bit of patience. Have a little bit of patience when it comes to understanding what people say. When you hear something and somebody's being loud, take a moment to step back and listen and say, well, what were they getting at? Wallo's the last person I would ever say against black people. Like even that thought is insane. Like even that thought is insane, man. Like he does nothing but motivate and give knowledge and share information. Did y'all see Marcus Morris say YNs on ESPN?
Draymond will have to hold them down defensively, but if the whole team plays together, I think the Warriors eke this one out.
Yeah, and I got to agree with both of you guys. I mean, I think it will be a really tough game. I really like the Grizzlies. Like the YNs, they really come into play, right? Like they're going to be excited. They're going to be ready to go. But listen, Steph Curry, Jimmy Buckets, Draymond Green.
I don't like the whole term YNs. You know, people started it out as like this funny joke. But like to say something like that on ESPN, and I'm gonna give Marcus the benefit of the doubt because he's just now getting on the ESPN. He's just now learning. You know what I mean? He's just now figuring out like how he's doing things and doing commentary. It's a new space for him. He sounded a little bit nervous when he was talking, but he's gonna get into the gist of it. But bro, saying YNs on ESPN is insane, bro. Like if you want to talk like that, you got to go on your podcast stuff or whatever. This is I do it myself. As y'all can see, I'm extremely tired because, like I said, I just got in from the studio. But I had to make sure that I recorded this episode to get it to y'all. 741 brand 2, Jaylen Brown, you heard. For the ones that rock me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. I catch y'all later. Peace.